Take a look at this. It's the exact same wine, same producer, but one is in a bottle that sells for about $5 and the other is in a 3-liter box that sells for about $15. That's 4 bottles worth of wine for the price of 3. Seems like a no-brainer, right? I mean, if they are the same wine just packaged differently, why not go for the deal? Well, yeah, in theory that makes sense, but in reality, the way wine is packaged may be more important than you think. Here, let me explain why. You see, boxed wines are stored in a plastic bag inside the box. And the problem with the bag, despite its convenience, is that it's slightly permeable to oxygen. In the food packaging industry, this is related to something called the oxygen transmission rate, or OTR. OTR measures how much oxygen can pass through a material over a given period of time. A higher OTR, like in plastic bags, allows more oxygen in, which causes wine to spoil more quickly. That's why boxed wines have a short shelf life. Most of them have an expiration date of about 1 year. In contrast, glass bottles have a near zero OTR, meaning they completely block out oxygen. This airtight seal ensures the wine inside the bottle stays stable and can age gracefully for decades or more. There's another important concept from the food packaging industry at play here too. It's called flavor scalping. Flavor scalping refers to a negative reaction to a product's flavor due to its packaging. A 2021 study suggested that the plastic bag in boxed wines may absorb some of the wine's volatile organic compounds. Basically, the very stuff that gives a wine its aroma and flavor might get sucked right into the plastic. Glass, on the other hand, is completely non-reactive and won't interfere with these delicate flavor compounds, ensuring the wine remains exactly as it was intended without any flavor scalping. So what's the smarter choice here? Price-wise, the box seems like an obvious winner, but factor in OTR and flavor scalping, and it starts to sound less ideal. Then again, if these were such critical issues, why would Coca-Cola, the world's largest beverage company, rely so heavily on plastic? So today we're finding out how much packaging really matters for wine. Here's how it's going to work. We'll have 4 rounds of head-to-head tastings comparing the exact same wine sold in both bottles and boxes. In each round, I'll be tasting blind, no labels, no clues, to find out if packaging really makes a difference. And for the grand finale, we have the Tablas Creek Red GSM blend, made by the legendary Patelin family. This wine retails for $100, and yes, it's sold both in a bottle and a box. If boxed packaging affects the aroma, flavor, or overall quality in any way, this wine will make it impossible to ignore. By the way, I'm Dustin. I've tasted literally thousands of wines, and it's always bothered me how people who know about wine make it so snobby and complicated. I'd like to change that, so welcome to my channel where I make fun, helpful videos for non-wine people. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. By the end of this video, you will know whether packaging matters when buying wine with your hard-earned money. Who knows, maybe the difference isn't noticeable, or maybe there's a reason we've been sticking with bottles for centuries. All right, enough talk. Are you ready? Let's get to boozing. Here we go. Oh. I assume this is the boxed one. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. This is fun. Okay. I bought this new. This says that this was boxed on November 6th, 2019. It's over 5 years old. This could be 5 years old in a glass bottle because of that whole OTR thing, the oxygen transmission rate that we talked about. This is what happens to wine in a semi-permeable membrane. Wow, this is crazy. It even has like copyright Barefoot Cellars 2019 on it. It's pretty clear that there are some real challenges with boxed wine. I mean, it's not exactly a fair comparison. I'm sure not all the wines will be like this, but it's worth pointing out that you do need to check the expiration date, which is something you might not be used to doing when you're at the store trying to buy wine, right? Like if it's a glass bottle, you never think like, oh, I should check to see if it's good or not. It would be important for you to check to make sure it's, you know, not boxed 5 years ago, or else you might end up with something like, oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna try this one first. I think we're exploring now like what happens to mishandled wine. All right. Regular Sauvignon Blanc from Barefoot, California. From Barefoot Wines in California, not Barefoot, California. Wow, that is a extraordinarily high acid wine. It is making your mouth immediately salivate. That's how you can tell if a wine is extremely high acid or not. It's that feeling of like, wow, my mouth is watering. the second I taste it. You know, that's depending on your taste, a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, this is a very bright, very classical expression of a cheap white wine. I'm excited to try this. Also a very classical expression of a improperly stored white wine. Oh God, it smells like death.
Don't drink it, Dustin. It's like...
Oh, I'm gonna drink it. It's fine. What's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, yeah, I'll give this a sip. It truly just smells like old rotten wine. It smells like an old, rotten, disgusting grape. Like raisin. Oh my God, that's street gravy. That's all street gravy. Oh my God. Yeah, it just tastes like hobo grime. This one's a pretty clear winner. In this particular instance, it made a difference. I would choose the glass bottle version of this particular wine. So let's see if that's trend. Let's move on. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do a quick little like look-see daisy. I actually would like to point out that one of these wines seems to be exhibiting a little bit less clarity. This one seems to be cloudier. We could see from that earlier wine how that could be a sign potentially of oxygenated wine, whereas this is really coming through as just a bit clearer. So I don't know if that's an indicator of which one is the boxed wine or not. I'm just a little scared. I'm honestly, that last thing, it's sticking with me. It's making me want to retch. Let's give it a smell. It smells like lightly sweetened white wine. I don't particularly like the way this smells, but let's give it a taste. Boy, oh boy. I should note that it was a struggle to find wines that were sold in both a bottle and a box. It tended to be the cheapest wines on the market, and I'm not sure whether that is a bottle or a box, but you shouldn't drink it. It's not good. It tastes like laminated oak chips. So let's give this one a go. Maybe it will be better. This one actually smells less sweet in a desirable way. I actually like that this one smells a little bit more muted. Okay, so here's the deal. This wine really does taste pretty similar to this one, but this one tastes like it's turned down a bit more, like it's more muted. If I was picking which one I like more, which I guess that's what I'm doing, I like this one more because I don't like this wine. It's cheap. It tastes really overly manufactured. It tastes like laminated oak chips. Whichever expression this one is, it's the turned down expression. It's just a little bit more like generic white wine, and that's working for me. I think there's a reality where this is the boxed one because maybe this has more clarity. It's a brighter expression of this wine, which makes me think that it came out of a bottle. So let's do the reveal. Richard, can I turn around? Would you be kind enough to bring them out? Toss them on the table? Woo! Oh no! What have we done? What a fascinating thing. So at the end of the day, I did like this one more. I liked the glass bottle more, but for the wrong reasons, I suppose. This actually did taste brighter and more expressive, and I'm a little surprised because, you know, wines out of a box, we talked about earlier, might be susceptible to all of those challenges like the oxygen transmission rate and flavor scalping. This tasted like some of the flavor got scalped out of it, which was working for it because you don't want to have this wine. So this is interesting. This is honestly, I would take this as a win for boxed wines in general, that maybe there is not as much to worry about as we might have thought. All right, that's one check, definitely not for boxed wine with that last one, and one check for boxed wine. Yeah, all right, let's move on. Oh no! Oh. Okay, I feel like I thought that leaning on visual cues would be valuable. It kind of ran astray in that last one because the one that seemed a bit cloudier actually came from the glass bottle. But despite that, I'm going to give it another go. I'll look up here in the light, the key light. Yeah, this one has a lot of clarity. This one has a lot less clarity. I can see my fingers through this one. I cannot, period. So that makes me already think that this one came out of a box because it might have been a bit more oxygenated from that whole transmission rate, which makes me a little scared of it. So let's start here. This smells fine. I know this is like the cheap Pinot Noir. It smells like cheap Pinot Noir. Like fabric softener and sugar, which,
Interesting.
That's fine. It's fine. It's by no means the worst cheap Pinot Noir I've ever had, but it's fine. That's like, that's a decent effort for a wine that I think cost like $5. Let's give this terror a go. Yeah, this smells like old, rotten, musty grapes. Oh my God, these boxed wines. I am gonna be profoundly terrified if this is the bottle one. It smells like rotten grapes. Yeah, I don't really want to try this, but here we go. The smell is retchy. Wow, this is an absolute no-brainer. This is rancid and disgusting, and this is drinkable. So I'm gonna guess that this is from a glass bottle that did not experience any sort of air permeability. And I think this one has been on the shelf for 4 years and has turned putrid. Let's reveal them, Richard. Here we go. Oh, thank Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? Okay, I also feel inclined. I bought this also the same day from the same Total Wine here in Austin, Texas. Total Wine. If you'd like to make amends, I'm available and we'll hear you out. I'm not gonna go take this back. I feel like that's weird. It's weird, right? To be like, I filmed this on an episode of my YouTube channel and it was rotten. This is bizarre. There are no dates on this one, like at all. There's no date. There's not an expiration date. There's not like a boxed date. There's a serial number, but it isn't a date. This sucks. Do better, Woodbridge. Robert Mondavi, you are an absolute legend. You essentially are responsible for Napa Valley in its current permutation. If you're interested in that story, let me know. Happy to make a video about it. This is disappointing. At least Barefoot has the sense to share the date that it was made so that consumers could take a look and see like, oh, that's been on the shelf for way too long. This isn't doing that, and that's really disappointing. This is disgusting, and it's definitely past its prime. So I would put that as another strong mark in the anti-boxed wine category. Hey, Richard? Oh, that bombshell. We're moving on to the next one, which is the real exciting one, the Hundo wine. Hundo wine. Hundo wine. Okay, yay! Oh, wine. Man, I'm really excited. I'm glad. I feel good. I feel like at the beginning of the video, I said if any wine would be able to tell us the truth, it would be this one because it's from an extraordinarily renowned producer. And so there's gonna be a level of care and quality that go into this. I bought it direct from the producer. Like I called the vineyard and they mailed me these. So I feel good that these are two high quality samples. I'm gonna do my thing where I look at them in the light and just try to see if there's any clarity difference. Look at that, identical. What a marvel. Okay, we're gonna really learn about this boxed wine, bottled wine thing. This one smells light. It's light and alluring. Actually, this one smells a little bit different. I would say that this one feels a bit more tense. It's a bit more bottled up. This one is expressing more. It's a little bit more whispery, whereas this one feels pretty closed off, you know, like someone's giving me the cold shoulder, as it were. That's not a bad thing. That could just mean it needs a little bit of air, which would lead me to believe that it could be from a glass bottle and not from a semi-permeable polypropylene bag. Here we go. Absolutely rancid grape in my mouth still. Yuck. Maybe just rinse a bit more. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Like, it's just so delicate and complex and alluring, and it's just something that you want to have another glass of. This is a very lovely wine. I really like it. All right. Let's give this one a go. This one that felt a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit like it was playing its cards close to the chest. They are different. They're different. I think that the question then is which one is best? The good news, they're not night and day different, and it's enough that I'm gonna need to go in for another taste to really get to the bottom of it, but it's apparent that there's a difference. I need to just explore it a little bit more. He says to drink more $100 wine. Okay, here's the deal. Of the two of these, one of them tastes like it's a bit more alive, like it's awake. And to me, it's arriving as a sense of tension and release. This wine tastes less tense. It tastes like it's frankly opened up more. Whereas this wine tastes just a bit more reserved. And this is, by the way, this is a very common challenge in the wine critiquing world. How can you ensure, if there's this perfect moment to drink a wine, how can you ensure that when you're tasting it at the right moment, like at its peak? The reality is, wine critics get really good at tasting a wine even when it's still tense, when it hasn't fully opened up, and they can more or less predict with accuracy what will happen over time. I'm not gonna pretend to be a wine critic who's tasted hundreds of thousands of wines and can, see the data of their predictions, but I can tell you this. This wine is the one that's just simply more ready to drink right now. That's just a fact. Like, it is ready to go, whereas this wine needs air. It needs time. I don't think this is a question of which one's better. That seems to me like the wrong question to ask. It kind of seems to me the right question is, well, which one is the right occasion for you? If you are, planning a dinner in a few hours, this sounds like to me like this would be the one to pick, to open, let it breathe, like trust in the process that something is going to happen, that it's going to become more complex over time. Whereas this one, I would be afraid that it would not kind of survive being opened for a few hours, that in fact it's very ready to drink. It's very approachable. So my prediction is that this is the boxed one, because it simply, I think that it has permeability. Even more, this wine, I shouldn't say this, I don't know what it is. This one that I think is a bottle, the bottled wine was a screw top. It wasn't a natural cork. So it was like extra plugged off from the world. So based purely on an expression of oxygen, this one tastes to me like it has more oxygen in it. And so it leads me to think that it's the boxed wine. But the good news, despite all of those ups and downs, whatever the end result here is, we're talking like, little bit of a micro bit of a difference. And I think it really shows that fine wine has a place in a box, because these are both excellent. I have to underscore that enough. And so this is really now just a game of whether I am correctly able to identify oxygen transmission rate. I don't think flavor scalping is at play here. I think that these both taste beautiful, and I'm not worried at this moment about our future. I would be slightly confused though if this was from the glass bottle. So let's find out. Richard, can we do the reveal?
Ready!
Ready! Woo! Yay! Look at me. God, everyone should trust my fine taste, my exquisite palate. It's so refined. It's honestly breathtaking.
It's pretty
Thanks, buddy.
Pretty remarkable.
I literally pay him to say these things. In conclusion, fine wine does have a place in these things. This wine is exceptional. What I love about it is how ready to drink it is. Like, it's ready to go. This wine is not ready to go, which is perfect. That's fine wine needs time to be ready to go. But goddamn, there's nothing missing from this one. So if you have the choice and you can verify that the wine was in fact boxed within the last 6 to 8 months, I don't think you're missing anything. And hey, it might even be more convenient for you. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the best time to do so. If you liked this video, click like. If you want to support the channel, please check out the links below to purchase some of the wines from the video. And if you found this video interesting, check out this one where I explore whether boxed wines are taking over the American wine industry. See you there.